This is the version of Xinjiang the Chinese government wants the world to see. Smiling, twirling traditional Uyghur dancers and Han Chinese tourists moving in perfect, prosperous harmony. Shut off to much of the world's media for years after a spate of extremist attacks and the severe ethnic crackdown that followed, the great rebranding of Xinjiang is in full swing. The ABC's been invited on a media tour organised by the Chinese government, each stop carefully curated to show off the best this once Muslim-majority region has to offer. A Uyghur kindergarten where children dance in the playground. And rural towns where colourful murals of village life outnumber actual villages.
The changes in this region are very obvious. Traffic, roads, life, employment. We can see happy smiles on people's faces.
But we were denied access to any of the former internment camps, where more than 1 million people are believed to have been arbitrarily detained for months or years to undergo re-education. China first denied their existence, then said vocational centres were used to stamp out a decades-long campaign of terrorism and unrest, insisting they closed in 2019. A UN report last year found serious human rights abuses that may constitute crimes against humanity. In the Kashgar market, we found Imamu Sadiq, who says he spent 7 months in one such camp in 2018.
I was infected with extremely radical religious ideologies. I didn't allow my wife to work outside and insisted that women should stay home.
Has it got rid of your extremist beliefs? As a man with a camera appears from nowhere to film our interview, Imamu tells us his time in detention was free of cruelty.
Because I studied well, I realised that radical religious views harm people. I no longer have this mindset.
People are deathly afraid of saying the wrong thing or meeting the wrong person, communicating abroad.
In the 1990s, the ABC filmed row upon row of Muslims worshipping at the nearby Idka Mosque. Now the call to prayer appears to have fallen silent. On the day we were allowed to visit, just a few dozen men show up, no one under 50.
The efforts our country made on cracking down on extremism, I think, set an example for the world.
Kashgar's newly constructed ancient city is now undergoing a Chinese tourist boom, driven by government-funded travel coupons. Visitors can dress up in traditional Uyghur costume and have their photos snapped on the steps of a mosque, all under the ever-watchful eye of Xinjiang's high-tech network of facial recognition security cameras. What we've seen of Xinjiang suggests a major policy shift from crackdown and secrecy to normalisation. And though our trip has been tightly controlled, it seems the Chinese government is confident enough to show the world the job is done. The One China policy is working and Xinjiang is open for business. Yusuf Hussein left Xinjiang in 1999 but continued to speak to his family there every week until 2017.
And after that, I didn't get any response. They just didn't pick up. And suddenly the numbers are disappearing and no one responds.
Uyghurs who've been forced to flee China still can't speak to their loved ones, let alone visit. But so far this year, 180 million Chinese tourists have poured into Xinjiang, and the government here wants international visitors to join them, continuing to transform the province from what it once was. David Lipson, ABC News, Xinjiang.